kids! Today we're going on an amazing journey to a galaxy far, far away. But before we blast off in our spaceship, let's talk about something really cool: fractions. We are going to use our imagination and then dive deeper into space and examples of fractions. We will provide some questions and answers at the end for you to practice. When it comes to fractions, the size of what we are talking about is important. For example, if I said I would give you half of my whole pizza versus I would give you a slice of candy bar, more often than not, the pizza is going to be larger than the candy. As such, if you were to choose one half of the pizza, you would have more to share. Did you know, thousands of years ago, ancient civilizations like the Egyptians used fractions to share food, measure land, and even build pyramids? Fractions help us understand and describe parts of a whole. Imagine you have a chocolate bar and you want to share it with your friends. Fractions help you divide and share it equally. There are various types of fractions. The three most common types are as followed. A proper fraction. Think of a proper fraction as a piece of the action. Imagine you are watching a race, where the action isn't the whole show yet. Imagine the racetrack is split into 8 parts. If you have only crossed 3 of those parts, then that is 3/8 of the race. The numerator, top number, being smaller than the denominator, bottom number, tells us we have a few more lanes to cross. Number 2, an improper fraction. An improper fraction is like running past the finish line and then some. If our racetrack is divided into 4 equal parts, but we decided to run further, let's agree on 6 parts, thinking it was a longer race. Then we would have run 6/4 of the track, when in reality we're only supposed to run 4 tracks. So far it makes sense, right? If you run or walk further than the original agreed starting point, that fraction would be expressed as an improper fraction. Now on to number 3, mixed number. Mixed numbers give us a clear picture of whole parts and extra bits. This will make more sense as we cover more examples. Fractions help us understand proportions and ratios, which are all about comparing different quantities. It's the idea that everything has its part in the bigger picture. It's not always about being the biggest or the fastest. Sometimes it's about understanding proportions and making smart decisions based on those ratios. As our spaceship glides through the vastness of space, a radiant object appears before us. It's none other than the enigmatic space pizza, suspended amidst whirls of cosmic smoke, emitting a captivating glow. This isn't just any pizza. It's a key to understanding the universe of fractions. Imagine our spaceship is hovering above a giant cosmic pizza. This isn't an ordinary pizza, it's a fraction pizza. Each slice of this pizza represents a part of the whole pizza. If the entire pizza is cut into 8 equal slices and we take 1 slice, then we have 1 out of the 8 slices. We can express this as 1/8. The T-Rex swiftly takes 1 slice. If we had 3 slices and the T-Rex ate 1 slice, how many slices have been taken from the pizza? The answer is 1/4, because the T-Rex took 1 out of 4 slices from the pie. Let's review the numerator and denominator again. Now, the top number, the 1, is called the numerator. It tells us how many slices we've taken. The bottom number, the 8, is known as the denominator. It informs us how many slices the whole pizza has in total. Just then, a roar echoes through space, and our spaceship's sensors detect a gigantic T-Rex floating by. This isn't any ordinary T-Rex. It's a fraction-loving T-Rex, and it seems he's hungry for some cosmic pizza. The T-Rex swiftly takes 3 slices. If we had 1 slice and the T-Rex ate 3 slices, how many slices have been taken from the pizza? Well, 1/8 plus 3/8 is equals to 4/8. And guess what? 4/8 can also be expressed as 1/2. Imagine you have 4 slices of a whole pizza. This pizza is cut into 8 slices. Then 4/8 means you have 4 of those slices. Feel free to pause the video here and draw a circle with 8 parts. So, before we move on to the next part, This does not have to be a pizza. It can also apply to when you are sharing with others or organizing. You are smart. That's it, kiddo. Let's keep going on this space adventure. All right, kiddos, let's zoom in further. Have you ever wondered why we even use fractions? Imagine if we didn't have fractions. Describing parts of something would be really challenging. Just like telling someone you saw half a comet instead of saying you saw 0.5 of a comet. Which sounds cooler? As our spaceship whizzes past twinkling stars, let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty of fractions in action. See that constellation up ahead? Those stars grouped together? Imagine if you wanted to talk about only a portion of that constellation. Fractions allow us to do that with ease. But back to our pizza. Here's a fun experiment. If our T-Rex buddy takes away 2/8 of the pizza or 1/4, what do we have left? That's right. We started with 4/8 or 1/2, and now we're left with 2/8 or 1/4. Notice how 2/8 is the same as 1/4. These are what we call equivalent fractions. As we delve deeper into the galaxy, we spot a group of fraction fairies fluttering around a massive planet made entirely of cheese. The fraction fairies sprinkle magic dust and transform the cheese planet into various shapes, showing different fractions. Circles, rectangles, triangles, all showing different pieces and parts. The fraction fairies explain that fractions aren't just about pizza or T-Rex appetites. They're about understanding and breaking down everything around us. Whether it's sharing your toys, dividing up your Halloween candy, or even baking with your family. As our journey nears its end, we see a ginormous space billboard that reads, "Fractions, making sense of our universe, one piece at a time." It's a gentle reminder of the magic and simplicity that fractions bring to our everyday lives. So, brave space adventurers, next time you're looking up at the night sky, imagine all the fractions out there, in stars, planets, and galaxies, waiting for you to discover and understand them. And always remember, the universe is filled with wonders, and fractions are just one of its magical tools to help us understand it better. Fractions might appear simple at first glance, but they contain layers of complexity that can be both intriguing and challenging. But fear not. With a solid understanding of the foundational rules and a focus on the trickier examples, you'll be well equipped to tackle any fraction that comes your way. Remember, mathematics is a language, and like any language, with practice and patience, fluency is achievable. Keep at it. A fraction is only as big as the proportion it is trying to capture. How big or small is the actual object or idea?